once again to beautiful Fox Hollow and the Inn at Fox Hollow next door. We're pleased to be here again for what will be Rockin Fights 8 to take place on Saturday night, May 11th. Doors will open at 7 p.m. First fight will start promptly at 8 p.m. sharp. It's pleasing to be back here in Huntington, well, back here at the Fox Hollow first off, and Huntington on Saturday night at the Paramount. This, we expect to be our 8th straight sold-out event. It's a pleasure to come to a town and see that we bring in people from throughout the country, throughout the world, that we pack the restaurants on that wonderful New York Avenue in Huntington, and on fight night we could bring that kind of excitement. So I'm pleased, and I congratulate Long Island, because most of our fans are coming right here from Long Island. Saturday night, we have an exciting event once again planned. And I'm somewhat going back to the future on Saturday night, because years ago we had a venue in Westchester in Yonkers Raceway. And at Yonkers Raceway, we used to pack them in there as well, sell out. It wasn't as nice as the Paramount. It wasn't as classy as the Paramount. Frankly, it was a barn, right? But in that barn, there were some barn burner fights. And one of the leading guys that made his way up through the ranks back then was Vinny Matalone. So I'm pleased that he's going to be fighting in the main event here on Saturday night. And he's fighting against, fittingly enough, another barn burner, right? He's like a giant, I don't know, farmer boy, huh? I don't know what it is. But I look at him and he's built like a brick house. And that's Richard Carmack, and he's undefeated. And he's looking to do what he did just recently when he went to Chicago and knocked out the local favorite there in the first round with one punch. So I'm looking forward to an exciting night on Saturday. We got an exciting main event, but we also have exciting undercard fights, as we always do. And those fights are going to be stocked full of local fighters that you've seen before, and I expect you'll see again many times at the Paramount. Before I get to the fights, I want to thank my sponsors for this event. Firstly, I'm going to thank a sponsor we've had from the beginning here, just about the beginning, for a while now. And when I tell you we're in the Fox Hollow, next door, the Inn at Fox Hollow, one of the most beautiful boutique hotels in all of Long Island, I would say in the country. Rivals the best in Colorado or wherever else you want to go. But wonderful place. I make sure that when I have the shows now, I stay here personally. This week, we got a special treat for our fighters because we're going to have them stay here. And that's the Inn at Fox Hollow. You're our host here today. And at this point in time, I'm going to ask Vicky Scotto to come up on behalf of Fox Hollow and the Scotto brothers. Vicky?
Thank you, Joe, and welcome everybody to the Fox Hollow here in Woodbury, Long Island. I'm Vicky Colachico. I'm the marketing director for Scotto Brothers. Scotto Brothers is a hospitality group here on the island. We own a few catering facilities, beautiful hotels, some restaurants. Hope that you all enjoy the facilities while you're here, whether it be the hotel next door or our many restaurants. We have Rare 650 down the road, Blackstone Steakhouse in Melville, or Insignia down in Smithtown. And just wish all the fighters this weekend much luck. And again, welcome to Fox Hollow.
Thank you. Thank you, Vicky. And incidentally, the luncheon here is compliments of Fox Hollow as well. Also, I want to thank our other sponsor, Dreadnought, cream of the crop in terms of shaving cream products and shaving and high-end razors. Georgie Vodka, you see the lovely Georgie Vodka girls here. They're going to be ring card girls on Saturday night. There'll be at least 4 or 5 ring card girls Saturday night. Star Boxing and Paramount both take pride in the ring card girls, and we expect to do the same on Saturday night. But I want to thank again Georgie Vodka. By the way, every kind of flavor there is, right? 18 flavors. And Martin Silva, the CEO. Thank you. I don't know, do we have anybody from the Paramount here? I'll just mention once again the Paramount in Huntington, probably the best little fight club in town. And by town I mean the United States. We've had NBC there. We've had ESPN, Showtime there. We've had Azteca there. Saturday night, we're going to have something new. It's GFL. It's on the internet. You can watch it on the internet or on our starboxing.com website. And we actually are negotiating for 2 other networks to come in over the summer. So practically every boxing network will be covered and showcased at the Paramount. And that's a tribute to the types of fans that we have there and the venue that it is. Not a bad seat in the house. Frankly, there's approximately 200 people that come in and get the Sky Bar, which is running the house, not even a seat. They just go to the bars and watch the fights from the bars. It's a fantastic venue. And without saying what networks are coming, I will note that we expect and hope to have HBO there sometime within the very near future. And I want to recognize at this time the fight judge for HBO. You could hear his voice regularly. Everybody will know when you hear him speak, because if you're watching HBO, you know who he is. Harold Letterman.
Looking forward to Saturday night.
Thank you, Harold. By the way, Harold epitomizes the fans like in the Paramount, because when we get fans in the Paramount, they're real true boxing fans, and Harold really is. You see him, or you hear him on television, but I'll tell you, you see him at every fight. Glad to have you, Harold. Lastly, I want to recognize a new sponsor to our event. You'll see them on Saturday night. Every fight will be a contest of the red corner and blue corner. Well, it's also going to be a contest of Toyota cars. And that's going to be sponsored by Huntington Toyota, which is under new ownership right now. And they're really geared towards reaching out to the community. And we're pleased and they're pleased to be a part of our event. You will see them on Saturday night, but be sure that you can stop in there. It's Huntington Toyota. And I also will note that on Tuesday, they have a customer appreciation night. And that's probably because everybody's going to be banging each other in the ring on Saturday night. But anyway, on Tuesday night, feel free to go there. Huntington Toyota, customer appreciation night. They're going to have bands. They're going to have food, drinks, everything. And last but not least, I thank our radio sponsor, WBAB. I'm sure you listen to them. The perfect fit for boxing, rock, which is what they'll be doing in the ring on Rockin fights. And you'll see them. Their hosts will be there on Saturday. Roger, JP, right? And once again, pleased to have them as our sponsor. Listen for their radio contest. You can get some ticket giveaways as well as some autographed posters, things like that that you can get through WBAB. Move on to the fights. We're going to have 6 fights on Saturday night. Once again, I expect a lot of action. I thank my matchmaker who puts together some wars. And first up, I'm going to ask to come up and say a couple words because I know that he was in a war the last time and came through and he's itching to get back in, and that's Anthony Carparis. I know he wasn't feeling well. He won't tell you that in the last time, but he stayed in there, fought his heart out, and I expect him to do the same on Saturday night. From right here in Long Island, Hicksville, is Anthony Carparis.
I just want to say thank you for everyone coming out. I'm really like you said, I have the itch. I'm really looking forward to coming back. Last time it was a learning experience. I had a great camp, but it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. This time I had a tremendous camp, had great sparring, and like I said, I'm just looking forward to getting back in there, doing my thing. I want to put on a show for everyone, make sure everyone gets their money's worth. I know everyone's going to get their money's worth based on the rest of the competitors, but like I said, I want to make sure I do my part, and I just want to thank again Joe and the Paramount for giving me this opportunity again to fight here. I love fighting at the Paramount. I'm from Hicksville, but Huntington's my second home, so looking forward to Saturday night, guys. Take care.
Anthony fits in well with what we're looking to do with the Paramount, and as you said, as he stated, and as you know, in the last fight, it didn't turn out the way he wanted it. He didn't come up with the decision, but he's back on the card because we will put guys on as long as they're fighting. And we want to see exciting fights, we want to see exciting action. So if you come to the Paramount and you fight, you're coming back on. That's really the key, because that's what we want to see. We want to see real fights. But making his pro debut at featherweight from Westbury, Dave Maloney.
Thank you all for coming out. I'm sure most of you don't know me already, but hopefully Saturday I can change that and you guys remember who I am. First and foremost, I want to thank Joe and Star Boxing, everyone involved in the event, for giving me a chance to live out my dream on Saturday. It's been a lifelong dream for me to turn professional in boxing, and Saturday I'll have my chance to show what I'm really made of. So thank you guys all again for coming out, and hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves on Saturday night.
Also on the card, incidentally, at the end, Jeffrey has press kits if anybody needs any press kits. This fighter also on the card, undefeated, 4-0. He's from right in Huntington, New York, and he also epitomizes what we like to see on the cards. Always going to be coming back, Alan Gotay.
How's everyone doing? I just want to thank Joe DeGordia, Star Boxing, and the Paramount for having me back here. This fight, I've had a tremendous camp. I'm in amazing shape. I'm looking to put on the best show that I can possibly do. It's my first 6-round fight, and I'm coming to fight. I'm coming to win, and I'm coming to do nothing less. And Saturday night, hopefully, you'll all see that I'm for real. And I plan on making a statement. I'll hopefully to see all of you there. Thank you very much.
So after the undercard, which again will start at 8 o'clock sharp, we're going to go to the co-feature and the main event. And in the co-feature fight, when I tell you, firstly, you got a real story, and secondly, you got a real fighter and a real fight. You know, about 3 years ago, we had a prospect who was knocking everybody out, undefeated, 8-0 with 6 knockouts, heralded amateur, and basically looked at as being, okay, well, this is the guy that's going to be champ in the next 2 years. He was on a fast course, and he got derailed. He got derailed by the police department in southern Florida, which arrested him on an attempted murder charge. He did approximately 2.5 years in jail, and then they realized they didn't have a case against him. There wasn't a case. That he didn't try to kill the person, and the DA's office withdrew all the charges, released him, but he spent over 2.5 years in jail, and he's been itching to get out since. He's been itching to get back into the ring. Interestingly, when we were looking to put him into his fight, he told our matchmaker, I don't care who you get, I want to get back on track, I want to make up for those lost years, get me the toughest guy you could find. And that's actually not a good thing to tell Ron Katz, because Ron Katz gets the toughest guys anyway. But he ended up getting Lionel Thompson from Buffalo. Lionel's coming off of 2 big upset wins. He knocked out Chuck Mustachio, undefeated fighter, Lionel Thompson. But Thomas said, that's who I want. I want to fight whoever the toughest guy is out there that can get me right back to where I got to be. And it's a real tribute to him. And again, he lost 2.5 years sitting in the cell, but he's out now. He tells me he's ready to go, and he's going to show that he's going to pick up exactly where he left off, and that's knocking people out. You're Thomas Riley.
First of all, I thank everybody for coming out tonight. I thank my team, my coaches, my family, and Star Boxing. And I'm just happy to have my life back and this opportunity and get back on my journey to being a champion. And for this to be my comeback fight, I'm just excited, overwhelmed, nervous. So I'm like a cat against the wall, and the dog is ready to front my face, and I'm ready to scratch. And I'm coming out the gates ready to scratch. And I just thank everybody for coming and supporting me, and supporting Star Boxing and everything they got going on. And let's rumble. Thank you.
So after Thomas makes his comeback, we go to the main event. And like I said, this is going to be fitting for the Paramount. Vinny Matalone is never in a bad fight. I mean, he's the ultimate warrior fighter. Okay, he's been in there with everybody, from Evander Holyfield to Tyson Fury. I mean, you name him, and always gives them all he's got. He's got 36 wins in 44 fights, 27 knockouts from right here in Queens. And like I said, he's the human highlight reel. He's been ESPN's Fighter of the Year, Fight of the Year, whole host of accolades. Again, he's fought everybody. Made his way up through the circuit at Yonkers Raceway at the Barn. Actually, before that, he was Tough Man champion, the only baseball player to be a pitcher and charge the batter. It usually goes the other way. So it's real fitting that he's going to be fighting in the pit at the Paramount. And I'm pleased that he's fighting an undefeated Barn in Richard Carmack. I told you, Richard Carmack's coming off a huge win, upset win. I'll give you a little background, but Richard Carmack was originally scheduled to face Joe Hanks. Based upon the win that Richard had in Chicago, it earned him the right to fight Joe Hanks, who's an undefeated 20-0 heavyweight that we have. They were scheduled to fight in February at the Times Union Center in Albany, and Joe Hanks got injured before the fight. So that fight did not take place. In the interim, Joe Hanks now has a fight on a card in Macau, in the south of China, on a huge fight against Andy Ruiz, another undefeated fighter, which will be aired on a network that I can't disclose now, being a promotion that we're doing with Top Rank for that particular fight. But that's a huge fight out there in China, expected to be witnessed and viewed as the previous one was in Macau by over 30 million people on television in China. So in the meantime, with Joe Hanks unavailable and Vinny Matalone realizing it, said, look, let's put this fight together. And here we are, we're able to put together Vinny Matalone in a stone's throw from his hometown against an undefeated fighter like Richard Carmack, and thereby expect to have the fireworks that we normally have at the Paramount compounded by 10 in these big heavyweights. So without any further, I want to introduce to you the undefeated Kansas City, Missouri. I guess he might tell me what his nickname is going to be, but right now I got him as the Bond. Richard Carmack.
I want to thank you guys for having me out here in New York. It's been really cool up here, and I get to fight Vinny Matalone, and it's pretty awesome. And hopefully you guys enjoy the show, and I'm expecting put on the best, do the best that I can do, and show everyone what I'm made of. So thanks.
I think I pretty much did my introduction already for Vinny when I introduced the fight. But once again, the example of Rockin. He comes into that Rockin music and really he fights that way. So these are the kind of guys that we like to have at the Paramount. These are the kind of fights we like to have. These are the kind of matchups we like to see. And that's excitement and guys that give it their all. So without any further, I consider him a friend. He's our fighter, Vinny Matalone.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Thank you, Joe. Wilson, WON Promotions, put on this venue. It's going to be a great night. You know, we got a young kid, Richard Carmack, 24. You know, he's got everything in front of him. No matter what happens tonight, you know, it's going to be a crowd-pleasing fight. You know, and that's all you can ask. You know, with two guys, I watched a few of his tapes. He's going to be right there, and I'm going to be right there. You know, and my trainer said, old time guy, I used to get mad when the guy misses me. So I like getting hit, you know, and visualize getting hit. So it should be a fun night for the fans. You know, so it's going to be a good night of boxing, and definitely the Paramount Theater is going to be a great place to have the fight. You know, and I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be a good night. Thanks, guys.
They say Vinny doesn't like to duck. He wants to get hit with it. And you know, the Paramount is a great place. It's a beautiful place. It's, you know, Blue Horizon on steroids, we say, but it's classy and nice. The only problem is that afterwards we like to hang out there. You know, the bars are there. It's a fun place. With Vinny, I think that I've been to 2 fights where I didn't have blood on me after his fight, you know, because every time he's got to get cut. So Hopefully there's no cuts on Saturday night, Vinny, so this way we can enjoy the night at the Paramount. But anyway, expect to see a great fight Saturday night. Once again, pleased to be back at the Paramount. I'll also announce that 3 months ago, for the fight here in January, I stood here and we had Demetrius Andrade on the dais, and we'll announce to you that the next fight after fighting at the Paramount that Demetrius has is going to be July 6th. He's going to be fighting in Kiev in the Ukraine for the championship of the world against Singarov. So it just gives you a good idea as to the launch pad and what is created here at the Paramount. That a couple of months ago we were sitting here and we had Demetrius here, and his next fight in July is going to be for the championship of the world. So again, pleased to be back. Pleased to be at the Paramount. Get your tickets. There are still some tickets on sale at the box office, I believe. We expect to sell out. Usually there are tickets straggling up until the day of, but I suggest you try to get them beforehand, so this way when you get there you can get your tickets and not be shut out. Ticket prices, again, $50 at the low end, and then $100 for the ringside seats. Some select $200 seats, but I think those might be sold out as well. Those are first and second row. And try to get your tickets early. All right? Look forward to seeing you all there on Saturday. We'll have some photo ops with the fighters, and thank you all.